As more details continue to emerge from Num's now finalised divorce with Malena, the conversation has shifted from the courtroom itself to how the situation was discussed online throughout the process. Recently, Sodapoppin reflected on the months of speculation, rumours and accusations that surrounded the divorce. Sodapoppin speaks out in the following.
I will say, so every time we go to the podcast, right, I see Nick and I get to see Finn, and Nick would talk to me and I would hear these things, and then I would go on Twitter and then I would read things like, Nick is a piece of shit. What a like all these crazy things. And I would be so mad, so angry, because no one knows what's even going on. It's not our business. You're right, sure. But now it is. He has to do this video. But it's insane.
Oh, that is just about.
And it's the most frustrating part was when people are saying that Nick is just being a piece of shit and not giving her money, when literally like day one, here is half, take it please. Instead, this went on for like what, a year or more, and I can't wait till Nick gets to the lawyer fees part.
Half
I can't
the document,
wait.
And I don't know if I should say this, but now I'll get.
The fallout from Numplol and Malena's divorce continues to spark debate across the streaming community, and now one of Twitch's biggest creators. Sodapoppin reacts in the following to her demands.
The next thing she wanted, and this is one of the reasons why we had to go to trial, order Malena Midtoy-Palom's request for post-divorce maintenance for a period of 5 years from February 1st, 2026 in the amount of $5,000 a month. So she wanted me to pay her $5,000 a month for 5 years. We don't even have kids. Next. And this was the biggest one, the most important one, and it's going to take some.
One of the most upvoted responses argued that while Nimplol certainly benefited from having Malena as part of the content, the reported 50-50 split was still a fair outcome. The commenter said Malena carried a large portion of the entertainment value for periods of the channel's history, but ultimately felt the final settlement sounded reasonable based on what has been made public. Others focused on the assets involved in the divorce. One user questioned how certain possessions, such as vehicles and other major purchases, would even be divided after the settlement, wondering whether those assets would simply be sold and the proceeds split between both parties. Some viewers pushed back against criticism that Numplol had received throughout the divorce. One commenter argued that many of the harsh judgments about his character were coming from people who only knew him through clips and social media posts. According to that user, long-time viewers understand that much of Numplol's on-stream behavior is part of a comedic persona, and that many collaborators have consistently spoken positively about him behind the scenes. The conversation surrounding Sykkuno's recent return to streaming isn't slowing down. During a recent stream, xQc reacted to the ongoing fallout surrounding Sykkuno, specifically addressing whether the women who came forward during the controversy are owed personal apologies from him, sharing in the following.
We can confidently say that we're doing a lot better. We're in a position where we could be happy together and we're headed in a good direction. I wouldn't be coming back to streaming if
what about the other women?
Both of us didn't feel
why should we give a
get a new haircut?
So,
woman, yikes!
So many ways,
buddy. What about the other people? I mean, they were just flirted and half dated, and it is what it is. I mean, they don't get it. It is what it is. I mean, what is supposed to, what do you want? An apology to them for what?
That's most of the update I've got.
They knew the parameters.
Almost finished.
I wouldn't be coming back if it wasn't that way. Also, of course, thank you to all my friends who are still supporting me. I think
the women were led to believe that he was single. Okay, perhaps true.
I don't know if I would.
Is this an egregious thing? I mean, yeah. I mean,
who really
could be true. Could be true. But then they interacted after the fact, right? And they were still negotiating. And when there was no promise of a future, then they pulled the trigger on retaliation, which is the main problem. At that point, it becomes kind of fair game. It becomes saying these things gonna just become kind of void, because that's how it works. That's how it works.
Yeah, I think I'm very lucky for that.
If you were wronged and you don't fire a shot at getting a prize, your claim is valid for what it is. If you were wronged and you go, wait a minute, I can probably get a max win here, and you give it a shot and you lose, then if you try to go and go with the first claim, it's kind of void. It's not. You don't get the double dip. You don't get the double dip.
Supporters of xQc argued that he's making an important distinction between being a cheater and being something far more serious. Many felt the internet has blurred those lines throughout the controversy and that those differences matter. One common argument was that while Sykkuno's actions toward his girlfriend may deserve criticism, not every person connected to the situation is necessarily owed a personal apology. Some commenters agreed with xQc's view that several of the relationships were complicated and that people involved continued communicating even after discovering information they were unhappy about. Others went further, claiming the controversy should have remained private from the beginning, and that the public Google document and social media fallout escalated the situation far beyond what was necessary. However, critics strongly disagreed with xQc's assessment. Many felt he was minimizing the impact of Sykkuno's behavior and overlooking the experiences of the women involved. Some accused xQc of defending someone they view as a serial cheater and manipulator, arguing that the focus shouldn't be shifted away from the harm caused. Others believed xQc was focusing too much on the way the allegations were presented, instead of addressing the underlying behavior that sparked the controversy in the first place. Soda watches the new God of War Luffy gameplay.
Reddit. Oh. Luffy gameplay.
Faster, woman! I'm hungry!
That's crazy. That's shut the fuck up, dude. I just know some motherfuckers are actually gonna like be super duper mad, and this is their like ammo of like, this is a stupid woman pro tag, and this is one of their points of reference. All right.
S-Fan jokes about how famous he is.
Some people, if they are outside of their normal, like, scene, it's hard to recognize, but Effendi is like impossible to not recognize. It's his hair and...
No, it's actually crazy how famous I am. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? I was just joking. That's so funny. That's amazing. The timing was perfect. Oh, insane. Cinema. Absolute cinema.
Paid actor.
Oh, man.
Erob gets attacked by dog.
Oh, no. Hey! Hey! Keep walking. He's coming home.
Rest in peace!